Life can feel heavy. Burdens weigh us down. Worries cloud our minds. It's easy to feel lost and alone. But there is hope. God sees our struggles. He hears our cries for help. Turn to His word. Find comfort in His promises. These promises are an anchor for our souls. They remind us that we are never alone. We are precious to God. He cares deeply about every detail of our lives. Even when we doubt, His love remains constant. He promises to be our strength when we are weak. He offers peace when anxiety threatens to overwhelm us. God's word is a beacon of light in the darkness. It guides us through difficult seasons. His promises are a source of comfort and strength. As we reflect on these words, let us open our hearts to His love and grace. Let us find hope and peace in His unwavering presence. Remember, you are loved, you are cherished, you are never forgotten. Psalm 12, verse 5 says, "I will arise and help them." These words are a lifeline for the weary soul. They remind us that God is not indifferent to our suffering. He sees our pain, He hears our cries for help, and He promises to act. God is a God of action. He doesn't just sit idly by while we struggle. He is a God of compassion and mercy. He is moved by our pain. He longs to comfort and rescue us. When we feel overwhelmed, remember God's promise. He will arise. He will help us. We may not always understand our circumstances, but we can trust in God's unwavering love and faithfulness. Call upon Him. He is waiting to lift you up. He is ready to fight for you. He is your refuge and strength. Psalm 42, verse 5 says, "Put your hope in God." When we are surrounded by darkness, it can be difficult to hold on to hope. Doubts creep in. Fears paralyze us. But God's word offers a lifeline. It calls us to fix our eyes on Him. Hope is not the absence of trouble. Hope is the confident expectation that God is with us in the midst of our troubles. He promises to never leave us nor forsake us. He will walk with us through every valley. When you feel discouraged, remember God's faithfulness. He has brought you this far. He will see you through. He is working all things together for your good. Choose to hope. Choose to trust. Choose to believe in God's goodness, even when you cannot see it. Section 4. The value of life in God's eyes. Psalm 72:14 states, "He will redeem their life from oppression and violence." This verse reveals the depth of God's love for humanity. He sees the value in every single life. He hears the cries of the oppressed and the brokenhearted. God is a God of justice and redemption. He longs to set captives free. He desires to heal the wounds of the brokenhearted. He promises to make all things new. We are not forgotten. We are not abandoned. God is working behind the scenes. He is orchestrating our deliverance. He is preparing a place for us where there is no more pain or suffering. Hold on to this promise. Cling to the hope of redemption. God is faithful. He will fulfill His promises. Section 5. Diligence and spiritual wealth. Proverbs 12:27 encourages us to live diligently. The lazy do not roast any game, but the diligent feed on the riches of the hunt. This verse highlights the importance of effort and perseverance, but it also speaks to a deeper truth about spiritual wealth. Diligence in our spiritual lives is crucial. It involves seeking God's wisdom through His word. It means spending time in prayer, listening to His voice. This is how we store up treasures in heaven. Spiritual wealth cannot be measured in material possessions. It is found in our relationship with God. It is the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is the joy that comes from knowing Him. Let us be diligent in our pursuit of God. Let us seek Him with all our hearts, for in Him we find true riches and everlasting satisfaction. Section 6. Mercy over sacrifice. Matthew 12:7 reminds us, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice." These words of Jesus challenge us to examine our hearts. Are we more concerned with outward appearances or with genuine compassion? God desires mercy. He longs to see us extend grace to others, just as He has extended grace to us. True religion is not about rituals or empty gestures. It is about loving God and loving our neighbor. When we show mercy, we reflect the heart of God. We become instruments of His love and healing in a broken world. Let us strive to live lives characterized by compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. Let us choose mercy over judgment. Let us be quick to forgive and slow to anger. Let us be a reflection of God's love to everyone we meet. Section 7. Living in God's Promises. These scriptures offer a glimpse into the heart of God. They remind us of His unwavering love, His faithfulness, and His desire to bless us. Let us not simply read these words, but let them penetrate our hearts and transform our lives. Make it a habit to meditate on these scriptures daily. Write them down, memorize them, pray them back to God. Ask Him to help you live in the light of His promises. As you do, you will find your heart growing in faith and hope. You will experience His peace that surpasses all understanding. You will discover the joy of walking in His ways. Remember, God is with you. He is for you. He is working all things together for your good. Trust in His promises, rest in His love, and live each day filled with His hope and peace.